Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings. Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack Podcast, episode 350. This is Furukawa. It has been a week.
Yes, it has. But you know what? Tomorrow always comes, and the only thing we can do is just keep moving on, keep moving forward, and hope for a brighter day. Good friend of mine kept telling me that. Yeah, good friend of mine has been telling me that all week.
You have a good friend.
Anyway, Donnie, how you doing? Because he's the person who's been telling me that. Like, it's going to be okay, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I hope it's going to be okay, right?
We don't have a choice.
I generally think it. I think mostly it will be. There's going to be some things happen that we don't want to happen, but we're going to get through it. It's not like, I mean, what else you want to do? It's like the opposite is like, okay, then let's go storm the Capitol. It seemed to work out well for the last folks that did it. You know, it's like.
It actually did.
It's right. No, I meant that. Yeah, I meant this. It'll be okay. We've done it once, right? We can do it again. But like I said on the show, man, we just gotta reset and refocus.
Yeah.
Yep.
New Jersey is looking pretty good for me right about now.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania let me down.
I mean.
Georgia.
Yeah. He won everything.
Almost every state. Almost every state lets you down.
Yeah. That's
it's America.
Correct.
America let you down. America let all of us down.
That's the most unsettling part. You know, the people around me, the people, like there's a 50-50 shot. The people that I'm walking by on the street don't think I should have rights.
Better than 50-50.
Welcome to what black people experience every goddamn day.
Yeah.
Better than 50-50.
Yeah. I mean, it's so evident now. You would like to think the best of people. You would like to think people aren't racist, you know, the people that you're walking around. But that's not true.
We've experienced this all like my whole life. You're like, the way you look at me makes me feel uncomfortable. And it's like, oh yeah, you don't like me. And you don't even know me. It's just, but that's life. Just got to deal with it and keep moving forward. That's one thing you can really do at this point. You can be the best you can be at whatever you do, and people will still look at you a certain way, whether you're a woman, whether you're a black man, almost in every type of situation. It's classism as well, you know. It's a lot to deal with, but the only thing you can do is just keep moving forward. Like, you know, I feel bad because now a lot of people are going to get hurt. Whether it's on a grand scale or a smaller scale, a lot of people are going to get hurt and they're going to feel it. But only thing we can do now as a country is we're the ones we're the minority in this country, might as well call it, because we're all minorities, is band together and pull together for each other and be there for each other when we need it.
Take care of those people.
That's kind of the mindset that I have been in this week. Like, I'm off Twitter now. I locked my account, deleted it from my phone. I'm exclusively on Blue Sky now, and I'm like not even going to be on that a lot either. Like, I really just want to like take some time back and like really focus on my immediate circle, you know, really focus on self-care, trying to spend less time online. Went out to dinner with my parents this weekend. Like, they said they're turned the TV off completely. They don't want to see it. Like, you know, they're just kind of focusing on, you know, taking care of themselves. And, you know, I think that's kind of what we should do right now. Well, you know, let the people around us know that like we're going to support them no matter what.
Well, to give people some sort of hope. I feel like this will be it. Like, you know, like he can't run again. So
I'm here to shatter that hope.
Well,
it's not that I want to. It's just that I think it's, to be honest with you, you know me. I can only give you my straight take. Yeah. I think that's a disingenuous thing to say.
Yeah, I think that
he can only be in the role for 4 years.
Correct.
But after this victory, and after what he's done to this party, he's going to be like the most influential character in that
It's
party.
more
until he
than him.
dies.
It's the organization.
Oh yeah,
It's
Yeah.
the cult around him.
the next person that runs will be the person he picks,
Yes.
and the people that are on that are down the ballot will be the
It could
people
be his
he
sons.
picks.
But
So-
my thing is this, and I think people kind of fail to realize this, and they fail to even admit it. None of them are as charismatic as him. They tried this with DeSantis. They tried this with
Charismatic.
to that audience he is. To that, I think that people want this man in office, whether we like it or not. It has been a thing.
Most people.
Yes, and if
That's what
anybody,
I don't like.
Yeah,
If
of course,
anybody
I think
else-
a lot of people are waking up to that reality now. It's most people. It's not.
Yeah.
My only message from PSVG this week is you have to re-center how you think about where you fit in the country. Right?
Yes.
They're not the cult. We're
Yes.
the cult. They're the majority. That's the majority of opinion of this country.
yes,
So you have to figure out how to operate with the majority.
yeah,
Like
and
I said, take care of your own.
take care of your own. And when it's time to fight back in ways you can fight back. That's going to help your people. Go out there and vote. Go out there and make decisions. Go out there and peacefully protest. Do the things that you can do to affect your neighborhoods and your community. I think that's something that we should be talking about in general. People don't do enough of that. Like, the president is one part of the country, but you also have local and state elections that can also affect your communities and the presidency. If
There's
you
a lot
have,
of states that voted for him and still elected Democratic senators, governors, and stuff. That wasn't complete.
yeah, and that was my thing I was saying before about that. That it's him. This is the person. I'm quite sure there are plenty of people who voted for Democratic senators and governors, but voted for him as president. That's who they want in
true.
office.
That's true.
And that's what we have to deal with now for the next 4 years at least. That's what we have to deal with. We just have to all pull together.
Unless he screws it up. Like there is that hope that he just really screws it up.
I think he will.
And if he does, that'll turn people off. But until that happens,
based off of the last
Why do you
4
think
years
it would
we had
turn
him,
people off? Nothing he's done has turned people off. He's
Some
been
of
a
the
convicted
things-
felon. He's talked
Yeah,
about
but-
wanting to rape people. He's
and
none of
I
that
say
has
this.
turned anybody off.
I say this
He fumbled
as somebody
COVID.
who cares deeply about that. So don't take this the wrong way.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't care about any of that.
Yeah.
What a lot of people care about are their wallets, their pocketbooks, their bank accounts, their week-to-week
what affects
standard
them?
of living. What affects them? Because I'm an American. Like I hope whatever he does is good for all of us. But if some of the things he said, and the tariffs and whatnot, if that impacts inflation the way people think it will and whatnot, that'll change people's opinion.
I just think that based off his last 4 years, it's not looking good because he didn't do great his last outing.
That's I don't want to turn this into that, but obviously.
Oh, but this is my therapy. I
like,
need
yeah,
this.
right. This is your feeling.
Yeah.
So let's do it. But the crazy thing for me is we so willfully elected the person who ran on all the things that he ran on the first time, but didn't do any of those things the first time.
Yes.
But we're like, but
And-
now he will. That doesn't make any sense.
And the thing about it is, we were in a similar situation the first time. He had
Right.
the House and Senate.
He had the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, we're going to build the wall. We're going to fix immigration. And then he just ran on immigration again. And so all that points to is it's just fear mongering.
Yeah.
He's just scaring people into thinking there's millions of people like waging war on the border in Texas. Like it's not,
Yeah. Yes.
He might not be able to do stuff, but the Supreme Court, the judges, that he appoints, that already made a difference with Roe v.
And
Wade.
he's
that's
likely going to get 2 more of those appointments.
and that's going to be for the
Yes.
rest of our lives.
correct.
Yes.
Which is why I've been tell people we have to recenter because the whole paradigm shifted right this week.
Yes.
And we're going to live with that well beyond these 4 years for
Yes.
sure. That's a real thing.
And I didn't want to talk about it today. I didn't want to talk about it none this week. I actively
Sorry.
avoided on PSX.
He didn't even come to PA. Yeah, he didn't even come to the show.
I
this
was.
I don't know
I
how
was-
you would
I
have
was
been able
pissed.
to do the show on one.
No.
I would not. I laid
I
in
was.
bed.
I was highly upset. But I'm talking
I'm
about
really
today.
glad that we did.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys did too. I'm talking about today because I love Rebecca and I see she's in pain.
Well, I
And I
had a
wanna make
cherry
sure
on
she's
top of the bad week that I'll tell you about after this that just is still
Oh,
bumming me out.
I've had quite a few cherries on top this week. It's like, all right, man.
Just to kick us while we're down.
Dev sent me a picture of all like the black celebrities that's died this year that are like legends, and it's insane. Like we lost Tony Todd and we lost
Tony Todd.
Quincy Jones, like in days of each other. It's like we've lost so many black celebrities that were like big parts of our childhood. James Earl Jones, all in 1 year.
Yeah.
It's like it's a who's who of like legends. I'm like, wow, this is a lot to take in.
I was not supposed to be on the podcast right now because I was supposed to be in North Carolina doing Extra Life with Josh's little community down in Raleigh. We missed the flight.
Oh no.
So that sucked. I was
Yeah.
sitting there crying in the middle of the airport.
Dang.
So that kind of threw off my long weekend. I have off tomorrow. That's good. No work tomorrow.
great.
Veterans
Same.
Day.
Yeah. Same.
Maybe a good refresh start of a new week. But yeah, I'm bummed out. I have to watch them now do Extra Life on Twitch. And I'm supposed to be there, but I'm not.
Yeah.
And I lost all that money, can't get it back from the airline. It's not like you're not going because of like a family emergency or because you're hurt or because you're ill. Nothing like bad happened, that you couldn't go. You just missed the flight. So, you have to be positive about that.
Yeah.
Can you not plug in? Like, can you not they can't add you in as like an overlay or something so you can still do it?
Yeah. It's not really how the format of their thing works. Like, I'm sure they could have, but like, it's just all very last minute that we're supposed to be there. And then
you can be the best viewer they can have.
Yeah. That's true.
You can participate.
Yeah.
And like, you can still be felt. Like your presence can be there.
And I've been doing that, I was in their chat and I rated them yesterday. I think it's over now, but yeah. So that was just another bummer. I was supposed to go away for the weekend after a crappy week and, be with like-minded friends. Well, but, we're making it a good weekend. Like I said, we went out to dinner with my parents last night. It was really good. They treated us. We went for, a walk around the neighborhood yesterday with all the autumn leaves we got to see. And like, it was just perfect weather. Really just taking
when my wife's
some time
parents treated us.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of it was, and they do that. But, yesterday specifically was because like we were so down about
everything that
flight.
happened.
Sure.
And everything this week.
My family did too for a long time. They would always cut the check. And then I think they retired and like their like father-in-law kind of stopped. And it's very hilarious because my wife will like call him out on it. Like my wife's birthday was a couple weeks ago. So we invited her out for birthday dinner and then split the check. She was like, you wanted us to come out here.
Look, I cannot stand that when people do that. Like, how you invite me somewhere and then you expect me to pay for it? No, that's not how it works.
And then like it started a negotiation. It was like, he was like, all right, well, I'll cover you, but not like Donnie and the kids. And I was like, just give me the damn check.
What?
Yeah, I'll cover you, but fuck them kids. Get out of here with this shit. What's going on here?
But yeah, I mean, it was very hard to go to work on Wednesday morning, have a meeting first thing at 8:00 and be like, everything's fine, everything's cool.
Well, thank God I was at my black job. So I had to do that. I was around black people who were upset. So I'm like, this is good. These are my people.
Yeah.
I was too.
For me, like, I don't know. Like,
my black job.
I can't even know that women feel the same way that I do. That's scary.
Yeah.
I don't
trust me. I'm aware.
I feel my experience, I guess, is different because most of the people that are in my family or my neighbors, the folks that I attend with around town, they all feel that way.
Well, all my
So,
family and my close
it
friends do,
feels
but I don't know about my coworkers.
it feels interesting that like everybody's like, I can't believe I can't come to grips with what other people think. It's like, oh, I know what they're all thinking. Like I've always known that this is how they think. Like I've been the one trying to tactfully turn them if possible, to like speak to them, to reach them, you know, below their ideology, and like try to get some of that out of them, some of that understanding and awareness. But yeah, I mean, my whole family, they all voted for him. My sister-in-law is like parading it all over Facebook. Like they're so happy. My mechanics, you know, my neighbors, like there's half the people at my job. So like very not shocked by that at all. Like I said, it's people out there. It's like, I think sometimes, especially, I'm not saying you guys, I think us, like collectively, like the gaming community, we sit in our bubbles, right? We sit online and we like talk to our friends over Zooms, and we're like,
Yeah.
surely this is how everybody. No,
Yeah, it's a wake up call for me.
no,
for
it's
sure.
not. Yeah, we're very much like the outliers.
But there's millions of us who are feeling the same way.
100%. Yeah.
So we're not alone in our misery.
Nope. Which is why I wanted to do the podcast Wednesday.
Yeah.
I was like, we gotta be there.
Yeah.
Did anyone play any video games this week?
I have.
I have too, but none Switch related.
The whole what you up to is blank.
Oh yeah, I didn't write anything
know.
down. Time, like an absolute time, playing 2 ports on yay Nintendo Switch.
Oh, what are they?
Shadows of the Dam Remastered, Suda 51, Shinji Mikami. So glad it's back. Bought it instantly as soon as it went live. Been playing it. Here's what I can tell you. I don't have the PC version yet. I'm playing on the Switch, little gold Switch Lite. I'm still rocking with my Hyrule. Game runs great on Switch, which is a surprise. I kind of expected it to be like one of those blurry, edgy ports of a third-party game. It's not. It runs great. It's like playing 360 game. I mean, it's very smooth. I imagine, Rebecca, you don't know what this game is probably at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Shinji Mikami, legend, Resident Evil, created Resident Evil. Suda 51, you know, because
Yeah.
they got together and did a collaboration with EA 15 years ago. And they essentially made a game that plays like Resident Evil 4, like it's an over-the-shoulder like shooter, but it's kind of like Gears of War. It's like a corridor shooter. Like you just move down like alleyways and hallways and stuff, like shooting stuff that pops out. And it's got really like crass like humor, and it's suit a game, right?
Kind of have a From Dusk Till Dawn feel to it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I was just expecting it, like so many of these third-party ports that we've gotten on Switch, to be pretty less than. And was pleasantly surprised to be like, this looks great. It's running great. It's running smoothly. I'm not really having any problems. So can wholly put 2 thumbs up for anybody that's interested in that game, which I imagine wouldn't be most. But one of the things that, like, we don't have a lot of like over-the-shoulder shooter things on Switch like that, so like it does kind of stand out. About to rip down my Suda shelf.
Oh no!
Good job, Kat.
What are you doing? Stop.
Cat's like, fuck Suda.
I think she's wants something on the shelf. One of my Suda somethings.
Is that where you hide your
Caught
weed?
her attention. Huh?
Is that where you hide your weed at? Cat's like,
No, that's not where it's at.
Cat's like,
It's a good hiding place, but no, that's not it. So I'm liking it. The second thing is actually very timely, because I started playing it on Wednesday, Rebecca, when I too was just like, oh.
Is that Life is Strange?
So a week ago, I bought a game just because it was on sale. I get this alert on my email. It's like, hey, this game's on Switch is on sale. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. I want to try that out. And that's No Man's Sky.
Oh, Josh is so into that.
No Man's Sky's fantastic.
Best Buy that No Man's Sky was on sale for Switch for $15, and I was like, there was an update that No Man's Sky did like 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Where they added like a bunch of fishing to the game, and I was like, okay, now I kind of want to check it out.
He's all in.
So I get the game, $15. I even have it on Game, like I could play it on Game Pass, which I'm going to come back to here in a minute. But I'm a sucker for Switch. I like having my cartridges, like I still have that in me. See, like I like having all my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I start playing it. I've never really entertained this game. I think when it came out, like when it released, I think I actively like kind of mocked it. Like the
Yes.
whole idea of like this
Well, it was
procedurally
very
generated.
broken. It was not like how it is now when it released. It was a mockery because of how broken it was and how incomplete it was.
It
It
did
was
seem to
more-
like.
It was more bare bones than anything because I played it when
Yeah.
it first came out for a long time.
It was a disappointing launch, I remember.
Yeah. It's disappointing for a lot of people because it was kind of like no story to it and you just explored these planets and just mine. But I liked it a lot back then because, it was relaxing to play. It was just a relaxing joy to play and go through these planets and kind of just shut off your brain.
So they've been patching and adding an expansion after expansion, and I was like, okay, let's give them $15. Honestly, fully expecting it like the other one, but more so, expecting it not to be a good port at all. Like, of course, No Man's Sky is not going to be great, right? These gigantic open world space exploration, procedurally generated like flora and like I was like, this is not going to be good. It is though.
Mhm.
Like on Switch, it runs well. Like
That's great.
it's smooth. Like I'm running around, jet packing up in the air, shooting stuff. Like it's smooth gameplay. I'm sure it doesn't look nearly as good as it does on PlayStation or Xbox or PC. That's fine. It looks good enough. Like it looks good enough to not like I'm not walking around thinking about how it doesn't look good.
Right.
It looks good enough that I'm not thinking about it. Right. I'm playing the
Yeah.
game. And yeah, I'm kind of hooked. I've kind of not played anything but it since I got it. I have like 3 ships and I'm like flying around and I'm trying to recruit people and I'm following this signal story strange thing and I still haven't figured out how to fish yet though. That's the thing. I'm like, where the hell does the fishing?
Maybe you have
come?
to get to a certain point, or you have
That's
to
what
do
I keep
a certain
thinking.
thing.
Yeah, I got to keep
'Cause
doing
I'm
something
sure
until it
most
pops up.
people who are enjoying this update have been playing for hundreds of hours already.
Yeah,
Probably.
and yeah, it is really good. And like exactly what Elvin said, kind of hit like the timing, the coincidence of me getting it and everything that was going on intersected. I think the perfect timing because that was exactly my experience. Like I started walking around. I was like in the tutorial and I was like, yeah, I could totally just do this for the rest of the day. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm supposed to be doing, but guess what? Who gives a fuck? Like let's go. I want to live in this world right now and not the world I'm currently in.
You just reminded me of something that damn DM'd me last night. That I don't know if you guys know this. The trailer for the new Captain America movie dropped, like the full trailer.
No.
Okay.
They're
That
making another Captain America movie.
yes, because now Sam Wilson is Captain America, so it's a black Captain America.
I thought was he Falcon?
Yes, Falcon is now Captain America.
Okay.
So
All
this movie is dropping in February.
Because he gave him the shield, right?
Yes.
Got it.
Looks awesome. But the funny thing that Dev was talking about how the fact that in the movie, Captain America is fighting against the president of the United States. Who's played by Harrison Ford, who
That's
turns into
good
Red
timing.
Hulk. And it's like, whoa, this movie is going.
Is it too late to try and turn into Orange Hulk?
they should.
Can we make like one small, teeny alteration?
Yes. So I highly recommend watching the trailer just to see the part when they show the scene where Red Hulk and Captain America are fighting. He punches. You're like, oh, this is going to hit kind of different in February.
Wow.
Wow.
Is that when it comes out?
Inauguration day. Get to
Yes.
the movies.
Yes, February. Perfect time, too.
So yeah, I'm digging it. I'm liking these 2 new Switch games that I'm playing.
Josh is
I've
so into No Man's Sky. He'll get
a
hyper
great game.
fixated on it, like for like
Like
he'll
hours?
play it. Yeah, he'll play it the whole night long.
I
and
see.
then he'll,
Yeah, I
like,
get it.
Keep playing it into the next day.
I
And
feel
then
like
he won't
I
touch
get
it
it.
for like a month.
I used to do that. It's that
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's that it takes that much
I don't
that
think
much
he's
time.
played it since the fishing update. Maybe he has.
I gotta find out how to fish. I was about to Google it and then I just got busy.
Yeah.
But I've got Horizon coming and I've got Dragon Quest coming, so I'm solid on a few games, and then I'm hoping like Black Friday we get some sales because I've got a half dozen or so indies that I'd love to pick up on a short discount. Like I got to get Iron Meat for Switch, I got to get Neva for Switch.
Oh yeah, Neva.
So
Neva.
I would like to play those before our end of the year show, if possible.
Okay.
But I'm not
Donnie,
gonna rush it or anything.
it's kind of easy to fish in No Man's Sky.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta acquire the fishing rig from the multi-tool and go near some water.
So I don't have that fishing rig yet. I got to figure out how to unlock that.
Yeah.
How do I progress to that point?
Let me see if it
Because
tells me.
I built a base. It was so funny because when I first got it, and this is why I was never really all that into it when it was first shown, because I was like, what do you do? Like, what's the point of the game?
Mm-hmm.
And when I first got it, I'm running around just following this thing, and I'm like, Jack played it, and I was like, Jack, he's like, that's the point. He's like, you don't like let that go.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
it's like very like that, cozy game. I was making
Animal
a joke.
Crossing.
I was like, is this like Animal Crossing for like dudes? Like No Man's Sky,
It
It's like-
probably is.
Yeah.
it was
Kinda.
just like let it go. Like you're not trying to attain a goal. You're not trying to finish the game. Like just play. Just
Build
play
your
the-
house, build your
Yeah.
spaceship,
Just play the game.
go fight some pirates if you want to.
And it is really, I feel like an idiot because people are like, yeah, no shit, Donnie, we figured this out 8 years ago, but it's really cool on Switch to get in the damn spaceship and go into space. Like we did that in Starlink, and it was really cool then. It's really cool now. And I know that when what was it, Starfield came out, like that was like an endless comparison, and I hate to make the same one, but
It's really not the same.
having played it though, you do kind of wonder, like, why didn't you like fly the plane through the atmosphere and land?
Yeah.
It's kind of the whole thing, man. But yeah, I'm digging it.
I'm glad you're enjoying that.
Well, to kind of piggyback off Donnie, I'm playing a game that I think should be on Switch. Star Wars Outlaws.
That's not on Switch.
No. The more and more I play it and the more I hear Donnie talk about No Man's Sky, I'm like, they probably can put Outlaws on Switch and make it work.
You think so?
I think they could, or
I
at
don't
least
know,
get it
that's
on.
a really big.
It's a lot of similar things to it. It's just a big open world.
I think it's a good call for Switch 2, though. Like that'll
Yes.
probably show up pretty quickly.
I bet it will.
The whole thing of flying into space like No Man's Sky,
Yeah,
very similar. And it's basically just the typical Ubisoft game. It's probably going to take a hit graphics wise, of course, on Switch, but I feel like you can
that's what I was
make
going to
this
say.
work on
Art
Switch.
style. No Man's Sky has that
Right.
low poly, low texture art style. That'd be the major difference.
Yes,
It's not trying to be realistic.
but to be fair, they got The Witcher on Switch.
But did they?
It ain't great, but it is in fact The Witcher.
I feel like we should take a couple letters off the title because like they got The Witch on Switch. the whole Witcher is not quite there, but
Yeah.
like
It's
The Witch is
it's
there.
it's Witcher iPad edition, but it is
My God.
it
Exactly what it is.
It is The Witcher. I feel like if you want to be like, hey, let's put out Star Wars Outlaws on Switch 2, I think it could work. I think it'll be good.
dude, when The Witcher gets updated on Switch 2, people are gonna lose their minds.
Yeah.
I wonder if that would be the game that they like really show off. Is like
There's
it's
I think it's gonna be-
portable.
Cyberpunk.
we finally got The Witcher working. Come
Okay,
back.
like, yeah, CD
Think it'd be
Projekt like
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
I don't
Witcher
think that has
Cyberpunk
the
on
mass
Switch.
appeal. I would love it to be something like Elden Ring.
Oh, look at Donnie.
Did you hear that?
Cyberpunk?
I agree with you. I
people
do
still
think
care
Elden.
about that?
I think Elden Ring will be there, but I 100% expect CD Projekt Red to drop Cyberpunk on Switch.
I think that's
I
the one
think
they
it
would
will
drop.
be too, but I don't
Yeah.
see that being as like the Skyrim of the Switch 2.
That might be fair because it's not new. But Elden Ring to Switch, I definitely agree with you there.
Oh, Baldur's Gate 3. That could be
Oh, that
an
too.
interesting choice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you,
that's a big
XPS for that.
Mhm. Yeah, we're gonna have so many of those stories. Like there's so much. I'm clinging on to Switch 2 for so much. We're gonna have so many fun stories of this game getting updated and that game getting updated and that game, and it's gonna be like big updates because we're like a generation behind. Like so everybody's got the PS5 Pro now. They're like,
Yeah.
it's kind of sharper. Like it kind of runs better. We're gonna get videos where like Witcher doesn't even look like the same game anymore. Like that's gonna be very exciting.
Yeah, that PS5 Pro. It's quite an interesting device.
Mm-hmm.
like I have it, and the first thing that comes to my mind is, oh, this game actually runs now. Instead of being a broken mess. I paid more money for this game to actually work now. Thank you.
I mean, I don't have one. I'm not particularly interested, but I've watched several videos because I have a general interest in the tech, and it really seems like the main game to show it off is Final Fantasy. Everybody else is like, everything else is like kind of good, but like Final Fantasy is like, but this is much better.
That'd be big.
I was talking about on XP. I was saying this first, what it's 50 something games that's on Pro, that's Pro enabled now. I said that's going to be the testing. I feel like when we get years down the line, we're going to start really seeing what the Pro can do, and that's going to be exciting.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
But I do. Haley told me on XP. Happy birthday, Haley! By the way.
Happy birthday, Haley.
That you can have it. You can put a like PS4 mode where it up-reses the PS4 games. So I immediately just downloaded a bunch of PS4 games like Transformers Devastation and things like that to try. So I'm gonna be trying those as well. I'm excited. A lot of PS4
Captain
games.
Awesome. He says, I have a question. How hard is it to improve a game? Do they need to put in a lot of work?
Like
And then he
performance and
mentions-
graphics?
Batman Trilogy, No Man's Sky, Mario and Luigi, to name a few that could use the extra power. It's a long answer. Like you can answer that in a long way because there's lots of different tangents and rabbit holes you can go down to. You start talking about architectures and what that means and all that. Yeah, there's a lot of work that's going to go into, especially on a system like the Switch, because the developers are targeting one specific SKU.
Correct.
Right. There's not like the difference between the Switch and something like a Steam Deck or a ROG Ally is that those games, those handhelds are just running PC games. Those games weren't built for the platform. So the developer isn't sitting there with a dev kit trying to optimize everything they can to make it run as best as possible on Steam Deck. Right. So you're just running the PC version of the game. That'll be the difference, is that the developers will be able to sit there and port their game to Switch 2 and then actually do all of the tricks that they can come up with, you know. And I'm sure it'll be okay at the start and it'll get better over time. Just like the Switch, like we saw with the Switch, with Panic Button and all the amazing work that they've done. Yeah.
What's Panic Button been up to lately?
It's a good question. Let's find out.
I feel like they just did something.
Bendy and the Dark Revival.
Oh yeah.
And then they worked on Jedi Fallen Order ports, and in 2021. Yeah,
My son keeps telling me I should play
Bendy and the
Bendy.
Dark
That's been
Revival.
a while.
Yeah,
They
so they're
didn't
probably working on
Release
something.
anything this year?
They're probably working on something then.
Huh.
Maybe they've got port work.
I'm interested. Yeah, maybe they have like a slew of things ready to go for Switch 2.
They might be, yeah, for sure.
I like the thought of that.
That'd be great.
Don't be surprised you see that logo pop up.
Yep. We love Panic Button on this podcast.
Yes.
See, they've done Fallen Order, Apex Legends, Doom. So they work a lot with Xbox Studios, EA, Bethesda. So I mean, if just history was something to take from, maybe think about some of those games and push forward.
Look at XBS. I know you don't have the $700 right now, but there's this thing called crack. I heard if you sell it, you can make a lot of money.
Wow.
Godspeed, brother.
They did port work for Jedi Fallen Order. That's a game that could come to Switch too.
Yeah, that's another good one. Good call.
Yeah. So
I'd put all that stuff on Switch too. Just everything. Just release everything back on Switch too. Like, here you go.
we're gonna be so excited to buy and play games we've already had.
And all they gotta do to make us buy it again and pay more for it, just put the definitive edition on top.
Oh, 100%. 100%. We're going to buy so many games like we already have.
Yeah.
Games we already have or could have had. And we're definitely going to get them again on Switch.
Just going to buy it again. We need the card of this. So we have to buy it. Yeah.
That's 100% Homerism. And it is 100% true with Nintendo, or at least for me.
Yeah.
But I think I speak for all of us and most people probably listen to this podcast. It just means more. Like my Switch copy of games mean a lot more to me than my copies of games on other systems. Like I want my cartridge in my box. It makes me happy.
I have a Steam Deck and I'm still like, I can't wait till this comes on Switch.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Games I already have on PC. We'll buy it again. Damn well. You're damn right I am.
Switch 2, goddamn right. The same goddamn game.
And it's going to play worse. And I'll be happier.
Be happier. Just knowing it's there. Just knowing it's right there by
No
the
Man's Sky,
disposal.
I've had No Man's Sky the whole. It's been on Game Pass, I think, for like 3 years. I'm like, now I get it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now it's time.
Now it's time. And are you going to get it on the best platform possible? No.
No.
I'm going to play it on Switch Lite.
Yeah.
It's the Nintendo way.
I
And then I'm
can't
going to come
wait.
a podcast talk about how great it is.
I can't wait till Death Stranding comes to Switch. And everybody says how amazing that game is. You know you can control the motion with the boxes with the Switch rotoscope. They're gonna go crazy.
Oh my god.
XBS says, will you buy Breath of the Wild? 100%. 100%. Not only will, if I'm not even care if it's 4K. If they release Breath of the Wild in any 60 FPS way, not only am I buying it, it might be the first thing I play on Switch 2.
That would be pretty like poetic in a way.
They should do that.
Yeah, to like
They
start it
100%.
again.
They should just resell it.
I'm here for
Breath
it.
of the Wild Definitive Edition. Just resell it again.
With all
I've
the
been on that
DLC.
thing. If they could have a brand new Mario game, a brand new kart, I don't care. If Breath of the Wild is there and it runs at 60, I'm playing that first.
Yes. I wouldn't even change the box. I'll just put a sticker on it.
Just you just put a sticker over. No, they're like they just put like
Wait.
2 sticker and they just lay like next to the Nintendo logo like 2.
No, it should be the same box art, but kind of make it like holographic shimmery, like they did with the
gold.
Wind
Yeah.
Waker HD
Yeah.
box.
Yeah,
That'd
Where
be
it's
cool.
like the same thing, but just like holographic.
I like the permanent marker idea. They just get up all of them and they have somebody write 2.
Or like
Two.
And they just
HD.
two-
They're like
Yeah.
4K.
just
Anything else before we jump into the news?
I know you said you haven't played anything.
No, that's not true. I'm almost done Life is Strange. I played more
Okay.
web fishing.
Are
I
you
haven't
enjoying
really
Life is
played much
Strange?
of it. Yes. And I think I'm
Very
in the
good.
minority for that. One other person that I know who's been playing, who finished it recently, really liked it up until like the end of the final episode, but liked it overall. Other people like are pissed off about it, but
yeah, I know. I heard a lot of people are pissed off about the
no,
Yeah,
tell me,
listen-
don't tell me, don't tell me, don't
I'm
tell
not,
me, don't
no,
tell me,
no,
don't tell
I'm
me.
not. I'm not spoiling it, ma'am. But I was gonna say I know people are mad about the initial choice that was made about the whole Arcadia Bay thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
people
were
are pissed about
at
that.
least they gave us a choice.
Yeah,
They didn't need to do that. They could have made one of the endings canon, but they didn't.
yeah.
I like that.
You have a choice, and people are very upset about the other option.
I think I'm gonna
Well,
try
then
to
don't
play
pick
it.
that option.
I think I'm gonna try to play it in Call of Duty, maybe like on break, like when we have one of these breaks coming up, either December break or like Thanksgiving break. If it's not too crazy, I think that's when I'm gonna.
I
maybe
might
sit
play
down
Call of
and
Duty today.
I think people are saying that the plot is convoluted, but I don't really
Life
think
is
so.
Strange
unless
is
it, like,
convoluted.
really- yeah, unless it like really takes like a nosedive in the last episode. But what I really love about it is the characters this time. Like, I feel like the characters are as high quality as they were in the first game. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really remember most of the characters in true colors. Like, I really like that game, but like,
I'm with
there's
you,
like
man.
maybe like 2 standout characters that I actually like remember. But in this one, I adore the characters. I think they did a fantastic
long
job
way.
with writing them.
That's great.
So,
That's
and that's
nice.
important for me. But yeah, I haven't really touched my Switch besides playing just like Mario Party. That's been kind of fun
Yeah.
for me.
Still playing it too.
Yeah.
I was gonna get Brotherhood, but it was sold out when I went to the store yesterday.
It was. I forgot
Yes.
that came out.
I keep seeing like tweets and stuff about how badly it was running.
Really?
Oh, that
Yeah.
sucks.
I don't know if that's like a. I think it's like a thing. I don't know if it's like. I don't know how much of that. Like I don't know if it's like a minor thing or like a major thing. I don't know.
But yeah,
But I
I
keep
was at the
seeing it.
store looking for Brotherhood and looking for PS5 disc drive, and neither one of those things was there. I was disappointed.
I'm not like surprised. It's an Unreal game. You know, it's not a Nintendo game. It's an Unreal game. So
Oh yeah.
I'm not shocked. But you also don't like. You'd expect that maybe. And I would say you would expect Nintendo not to let this happen with their property, but like we saw Peach and stuff too. So like this has been a thing that's been kind of happening here as we're entering.
Here and there.
I mean,
yeah.
as we're Switch year 8. You know, it's like we need some more power, guys. So
Yeah.
That's a shame.
But
Yeah.
like I said, Switch 2 is on the way, baby. All this stuff's going to run a lot
Coming.
better.
Can't wait.
Mario and Luigi Brotherhood Definitive Edition.
Jesus. Speaking of the next Switch, as we jump into the news here, President Furukawa, I can never say his name, Furukawa, he made an announcement via Twitter saying at today's corporate management policy briefing, we announced that Nintendo Switch software will also be playable on the successor to Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch Online will be available on the successor to Nintendo Switch as well. Further information about the successor to Nintendo Switch, including its compatibility with Nintendo Switch, will be announced at a later date. So basically, backwards compatible, NSO will transfer over. Like bare bones, least expectation, lowest bar that we assumed would happen. Kind of sad that it needs to be confirmed, but I'm so glad that we have that out of the way and don't need to worry or question or wonder.
This cat.
She's like,
I get it.
attacking me with love at the moment. Like she won't go away. Like go away.
No, I get it.
I was going to say that I appreciate that it was just randomly announced.
Yeah, out of like nowhere. Like, by the way, guys, that next Switch that we haven't told you anything about, like, it'll be backwards compatible. Don't worry.
I was on the internet sulking, and I'm like, oh, let me put this in the chat.
Yeah, that was on Wednesday.
Right there. Yeah, they hit that. It was
Wednesday
Tuesday night.
morning. Tuesday night. Okay.
Yeah,
it was Tuesday night.
During the election results come in. They were like, "This is Furukawa."
They knew we needed a little bit of a little bit of relief.
And I looked and said, "Is this real?" Like, oh, I guess this is real.
Well, they said it was that their investors call. They announced things were going to be a little lighter. Like they're not selling as many consoles, selling as games. So the stock dipped a bit, and there's a lot of speculation that that's why they made the announcement. And it did work. The stock rebounded instantly.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Yeah. So it is what we thought.
I expected
it. It is what we expected it, but it is nice to know.
Yeah.
That is
now
there.
you know that all of your cartridges and everything will just keep playing. I think that should give people more incentive to buy things, especially as we go into holiday sales. You buy things knowing that your games will go with you.
Let me ask the silly question. When they say your cartridges will still be compatible, do you think it'll be a situation where the Switch 2 cartridge is the same cartridge?
No.
Or will it be like the DS where it has like two slots?
The nub.
Correct.
It'll have like the little nub on it.
It'll be like the 3DS where you can play both.
Okay. That's what I was trying to think. Like, would they do that or would it be the same size cartridge?
I love the idea of Frankensteining it together where it has two different slots.
Oh my god. Wait, that's kind of like the DS had the Game Boy Advance slot and the DS.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me with
and you could have two games in it at once. That would be pretty cool to have a Switch game and a Switch 2 game in it at the same time.
I'm very interested to see how Nintendo handles backwards compatibility, because we do know, if rumors to believe, that the chipsets between the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 are different. So this isn't going to be just it's going to be like you're going to have to patch things and maybe get them to support it. And maybe they have like a conversion tool that makes it very easy. But like we've seen the systems pass where like, the Wii could boot into like a GameCube mode, and the Wii U could boot into like a Wii mode. Like I wonder if we're gonna have like a Switch 1 mode or something like that, or where they downclock the chip or something for compatibility. But I would love it if it's more like what we've grown accustomed to, like Xbox and PlayStation, where you just put it in and it just runs better. Like everything is just kind of seamless. That would be great. But I wouldn't rule it out just yet. I hope that's where we are, and I think that's where we're going. But just remember the past.
We also did get the Nintendo quarterly financials. 34 million NSO subscribers at this time. A year-over-year decrease in membership that they attribute to fewer releases with online play, which is true.
I don't know. They got Nintendo Music. I think they're good now.
More people are, however, upgrading to the expansion pack tier. Where you get the N64 games, Game Boy Advance games, whatnot. Switch sales are now at 146 million total units. Cuts unit forecast and revenue for the year slightly, only 2.5 million units more than August report. I feel like there's 2.5 million more sold in 3 months.
This seems really light.
2 months.
Globally, since August, they've sold 2 million Switches. I think it's light. Which is, that's why they've lowered all their projections, right? Their total system sales and everything. It seems like it's going to be light. It doesn't seem like the Hyrule unit did much to boost anything.
Okay. I think it's a lot for the end of the lifespan.
Sure.
Echoes of Wisdom sold over 2.5 million copies already. Thank God. I was afraid that this was going to barely sell 1 million because a lot of people are still saying oh, it's a spinoff, or oh, top down isn't as good. I want them to do more of this. So 2.5 million is good for me.
Here's what I couldn't confirm about that number. The earning results and the financials were for the quarter, which ended in September 30th, which would have only had Echoes out a week, right? So did they just do 2.5 million units in a week? Or did Nintendo just say, hey, we've sold 2.5 million units of the game so far, up to this point in November? I couldn't get a strong clarification on that.
That's a good point.
Because if they sold 2.5 million copies in a week, that's a shit ton.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, that's really great. I suspect it's the latter. I suspect because they also provided a total sales for a bunch of other games. So I suspect that it's we've sold 2.5 since launch.
I would think that.
Me too.
I don't think that's selling 2.5 in a week. That'd be crazy launch.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
But we'll know at the next quarter if Echoes is at 5.
Right.
We'll know that they sold 2.5 million in a week.
Yeah. He also said that there was no change to Nintendo's plan to announce the successor to its long-lasting Switch console in the current financial year to March, but did not go into specifics. So as of right now, they still plan to announce it before March 31st.
Before March
31st.
So
March 29th.
March. This would be like Sports Story.
Yeah.
Where they just announce it right at the end of them. We're like, oh no. You remember that? They were Sports Stories coming by the end of the year, and we just never got an update.
And it was December 20th, and they
it was
quietly released
by the end of the year, and it'll be here by the end of the year. It's oh no,
really?
There was no marketing, and they just dropped that damn thing. I was oh, what a story!
Sports Story.
Yeah, yeah.
Nintendo specifically focuses on Metroid, Kirby, Xenoblade, and Pikmin as series showing growth on the Switch versus 3DS and Wii U. For example, Pikmin sold 7.5 million units on Switch, 1.78 million on 3DS and Wii U. Kirby sold 15 million on Switch as opposed to 5.5 million. Metroid sold almost 5 million versus just under 1 million.
They legit put that in their earnings. I loved it because most of the things were 5.5, 4 point, and Metroid comes around. It's 4.99. It's they very specifically wanted to show you how close they were to 5 million. They're 4.99 million
We're
units
right
sold.
there, people.
Yeah, get out there and buy some Metroid games. We're almost there.
Pushed it over the edge for 5 million. And Xenoblade sold over 7 million versus just 1.4 million on Wii U. Switch is a powerhouse.
100%. A lot of this could be explained by the difference in install bases, although 3DS had some, pretty big install base too. But a lot of it is how many of these things are released and the install base. But still, that was said, it's still impressive. I look at something like Kirby. There was 1 million Kirby games on 3DS. That's very impressive to see Kirby sell, well. And the other point that I mentioned for the people who are talking about how it's just install bases, remember that's a lot of Kirby games at $60 being sold versus 40 or 30 like they were on the 3DS too. That's a part of it. Same thing for Metroid and Pikmin. So the 3DS, we had Hey Pikmin. They had the ports of Pikmin 1 and 2 on Wii U, but it was really just Pikmin 3, which they included in the bundle. You could just get it for free when you bought the Wii U, and it was also a select game, right? Whereas we've had all the Pikmin games basically sell at retail on Switch, so they're making a killing off of the Switch. But still, very impressive. And Metroid is just like, we'll just go figure when you release more Metroid games. But we did have Dread. Or not Dread. That's what I was thinking. We had Dread, but was it Samus Returns?
On 3DS.
Yeah.
They came at the very end.
They
Actually,
did.
yeah, Switch was already out by then.
Yep. So, but Xenoblade is like hard because it's like you're really talking about Xenoblade X because like you put Xenoblade Chronicles on 3DS, but it was a new 3DS thing, and I don't think nobody wanted to buy that game. Like that was a pretty tough port to stomach.
What a weird thing. New 3DS exclusive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nintendo also reconfirmed its plans for more movies. A new animated film based on the world of Super Mario Bros. Is still locked in for an April 2026 theatrical release. So not this upcoming year, but the year after that. Live action film based on the Legend of Zelda series is still in the planning and development stage, with the release currently down as 2020X.
Before the end of the decade.
Yes.
Maybe. That could change. I don't know how many Zelda movies have like been in the works and then canceled over the past 3 decades.
Sure.
Quite a few. I wonder why they are choosing to go live action. Especially considering how well the
was announced.
I'm wondering why they announced it if it's still in the planning and development stage.
Yeah. Especially considering how well Mario did. Like I'm like, let's just make another one of these with Zelda.
Yeah, right?
Like,
Yeah, I would. I mean, I think that's exactly what we talked about when it came up. Is I would prefer it to be animated.
Yeah.
But they want to do it. They're gonna have Tom Holland as Link.
Yeah.
Running around.
Probably be Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is Link.
Even better.
Jack Black is Ganon.
Timothy Chalamet returns as Link. Zendaya as Zelda.
You're gonna get the same 5 motherfuckers to play every Nintendo character.
It's just they just take Dune, but Zelda. It's like the same thing.
Oh man.
Is this supposed to be Pal World?
Yeah.
Pal World shares its lawsuit details. Hey World, I mean, hey, listen.
That's what a Freudian slip.
That's a whole other world.
There were 3 patents cited as being infringed upon. One focused on the act of throwing a ball to capture the characters. The other are also aimed at aiming mechanics.
Like aiming mechanic.
Yeah, and riding mechanics. They're seeking. This is Nintendo seeking $5 million in restitution.
Yeah, that's in yen. It's 5 million yen for both Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, like for each patent.
God,
so essentially,
damn.
this works out hang on, it's not that much.
$32,000.
Yeah, it's like they want like $100,000 each.
That's like really not that much considering how much money Power World has made. I feel
give
like
it
they
to
should
them.
just settle.
The biggest thing though isn't the restitution. The biggest thing is they want a injunction. They want to stop like the game. They want to pull the game down.
I mean, if Pal World was like, okay, we'll change the catching mechanics, like,
yeah,
they could keep the game.
Probably, yeah, I think so. And that's how I read most of the stories.
They should just.
There's a bunch of headlines
They're
now.
lucky.
Somebody on Twitter said this is Nintendo bullying Pal World. Like this is a lawyer or something. There's a bunch of headlines on the Nintendo blogs about it.
Yeah.
I didn't care too much to venture into. Like, I think we said this the first. Like, I don't really care. Like, they have lawyers. They'll figure this out.
Yeah.
We'll report on it when it happens. I don't really care to like take a side on who's right or wrong.
I think that the throwing the ball to capture the characters, that sounds pretty valid to me. I feel like Pokemon was like the first to do that. But aiming and riding, I don't know. I think they're being a little greedy there.
Yeah.
So I'm inclined to agree with you. But the only thing and I don't even know if this is true. I think it's true. It's just something I've always kind of had in the back of my head. I think I got it from like a magazine or something back in the day. You know, when this news came out, a lot of people like made fun of Nintendo for like having patents on mechanic. There's a lot of companies that have patents on certain mechanics.
Yeah.
The one that always comes to mind to me with Nintendo, and I didn't look this up, so maybe if somebody knows better in the chat, you can correct me. But the Nintendo, like the 64 controller, right? The analog stick has the notches that are on the controller that you can feel, like when you push the, when you roll the stick around, there's like notches, like the little grid. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about.
I think they patented that, and that's why nobody else has one. And that's like they did it on the GameCube, and like they've done it like on all the joysticks since. They have like these notches you can roll around, and like they own a patent on that. And I think Sega owns a patent on like some sort of direction, like arrows or something, like pointing you like where to go and stuff like that. So like there are patents that these companies do that they come up with some sort of creative or intuitive or inventive thing, and they patent it, and they're like, yeah, you can use it if you pay us, but like this is ours, so we created it. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about like what you can do. I just know like this has been something that video games have done for a long time, and it's not just Nintendo. So if you're out there and you're tweeting like, I can't believe Nintendo tried to patent a thing where you throw a ball, it's like, yeah, just know that when you tweet that, like your favorite gaming company probably has patents of very similar nature. Like, this is a thing.
It's a common thing with everything.
Does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when I was thinking about it, when I was reading kind of this article, and that Nintendo 64 one, I think I just remember it. I think somebody tried to copy it like back in the day, like with GameCube. Like that's a thing. And I think there was also like one with like a D-pad or something. Like you could only have like a certain D-pad because like Nintendo patented like that D-pad, so you had like change it or something. There are things like this that have like been around gaming for a long time. Sega's got them, PlayStation has them. So I'm not so quick to just be like, that's stupid, because like that's the industry. That's what everybody does.
Yeah, that's in every industry. I think didn't LeBron James at one point try to like patent a whole bunch of absurd shit? At one point, I forgot what it was.
I don't remember.
It was like,
I don't. That doesn't jog anything for me. Are you talking about patent or copyright?
I think it was. It might have been copyright.
Yeah. And that's where it gets confusing. And like I said, I'm no legal scholar, and I'm not even going to try to. I tried looking at the patents. I'm not sure if you guys have ever tried to read a patent, especially a Japanese patent that's translated by Google. Like I was like, I'm not even going to try. Like I'm not even going to try to represent like I know what the hell's going on. Let's let their lawyers figure it out, and then we'll talk about it when it's over. But
yeah, I'm like you. I don't feel one way very strongly one way or the other, but
there is a lot of people though. Like this is.
Yeah, they're like
people feel strongly about this.
They do. I'm seeing some of that.
Yeah.
And how greedy Nintendo is. All right, we have a couple headlines just to shout out here. Sega Genesis Classics is being delisted from digital storefronts next month. A lot of games are being taken down across all consoles, not just Nintendo.
Yeah, that's
I hate
of
that.
the Sega Classic games on Steam, so like the Dreamcast games, any of their standalone, it's all being delisted. And so are they delisting all of their games on iOS and Android. So
that sucks.
Streets of Rage, Comic Zone, Phantasy Star, Sonic, it's all coming down. And if you have that collection, if you don't have that collection, now would be the time to get it. They have cards for it, and it's usually on sale digitally. Buy it before it goes away.
I am curious, who doesn't own these games at this point? They've showed up like there are like several Sega Genesis collections, Sega Genesis minis that has all these same games in them that you can still like buy right now. They're probably going to go up now in price now, but yeah. These are common games to go get.
Are they going to resell us those classics? I mean, that would be the idea. Is they're bringing them down to reintroduce them somehow? I don't know.
Well, yeah, because I know there's stuff like Crazy Taxi they're doing the remake for.
Yep.
You know, so they probably don't want that up there.
Shinobi, Streets of Rage, Virtua Fighter.
Yasuaki Iwata has departed Nintendo. He is the composer for Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8, and Animal Crossing New Horizons. All great soundtracks.
Yeah, those are bangers. So
yeah, definitely.
What did he retire, or did he leave? Like what?
He left. He went to pursue. He had like a tweet. He left some time ago. I don't remember, but he's like in July or August. He just announced it today. He's like, I'm moving on to new ventures.
Good for him. Go get that bag.
Mm-hmm.
What bag are you getting that's not at Nintendo?
That's interesting. Does Nintendo?
Isn't that like an end game job? Like
you would think so.
Maybe the movie bag.
I think for us as gamers that grew up with it, it would be. But like, I wonder if you're not a video gamer, like how you would think about it. You're working there, you're like, it's just Nintendo.
Yeah,
I imagine composing for some type of movie or something like that probably be a bigger bag.
maybe.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think Nintendo is like the bag.
Yeah,
Like I'm sure Miyamoto's got the bag. I don't know about anybody else that's there.
yeah.
True. Well, it'll be sad. I love Mario Kart 8's music.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Crushed it.
Mhm.
And Breath of the Wild's music, while
like it.
minimalist, is very good. Like it adds the whole like there's like a whole identity to that game because of its music. That's very unique and different for the series.
I think people are appreciating it more now that Nintendo Music is out and they can like kind of remember the tracks like, oh yeah, like there was that.
Yeah. Good work, music.
Yeah. An English box cover for Famicom Detective Club remakes were spotted in the financial infographic. Rumors of a physical release in the West. I didn't know we didn't have that yet.
Yeah, I didn't either, but they showed they had like a picture of all these games, and that was one of them. And people are like, wait a minute, that never actually released here. So I was like, I don't know, maybe when I saw the infographic, when I saw the first story, I was like, maybe they're just trying to physically show you a representation of the games. That's where my head went. Other people's head went, they're leaking their own game. I kind of don't think that, but we'll see. You know, like if we saw Emio and stuff, like if it just pops up, that's probably where you heard it first.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Nintendo of Europe announced that Super Mario Party Jamboree has become the fastest selling Mario Party ever for that region. That's like pretty cool considering it's the third Mario Party on the Switch.
Yeah, that's really good. It'd be interesting to see how that. I mean, Mario Party sells. They all sell. Good, bad, they all sell. So I'm not surprised that it's selling, but like I would be surprised if like a year from now we're like, this is the best selling Mario Party. I think that would be surprising. But we'll see.
Yeah, I could see it happening, especially if they add more content.
I mean, I think it's the
People
best.
will want to buy it if it's going to be updated.
Yeah.
Batman Trilogy is finally being sold separately on the eShop. Cost more.
So you could buy the trilogy right now, and this is somebody who's been like stalking the price because I've been wanting it but not wanting to spend too much on it. You can buy the trilogy right now. It's on sale for $29.99. They just now they said this when the game released. They said they were going to release the game separately, and then it's been like a year, and they never have. So they just put up the game separately. I imagine for Black Friday, like if I had to guess, that they're probably looking to discount them. But the games individually are $24.99.
Oh,
so you could buy the trilogy for $29.99, or you could buy one game for $24.99.
Do they work yet?
The first two do.
Why would anybody do that?
It's Night that doesn't work.
Okay.
So that's my guess, and my guess is come Black Friday, we're gonna see all three of those games discounted individually to like $9.99 or $14.99 or something.
That's a lot more fair.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're trying to do. Like they're trying to get you can tell like they're trying to get the most out of this that they can. But I think the reason that they want to sell them individually is because there's probably a lot of people out there like me that don't want Arkham Knight. Like I'm interested to play. I want to buy Arkham City, but I don't want to buy Arkham Knight for Switch.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, for that,
G-Man says Donnie Stock's price is confirmed. 100%. This is your first time? I'm always trying to save $1. 100%. I actually routinely I have a wish list of my Nintendo games, and I have it bookmarked, and I'll open it, and I don't even look at the prices. I only look at the discounted ones. I scroll the wish list and just go, what's on sale? And if it's a good sale, I'll get it. If it's not, then I just keep waiting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You talked about this. No Man's Sky is getting cross saves. Beta test for it is currently underway. We're releasing coming weeks.
What a time to get into No Man's Sky, guys.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the day I got it, they're like, YouTube cross save is coming. So now I can play it like on my PC and then pick it up on my Switch and take it with me.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I wonder if Josh knows that, because I think he plays it. I've seen him play it on my Steam Deck, and he plays it on the computer too. But I don't know if he has it like on Switch or anything.
You tell him that you may lose him forever.
Just get a phone for Christmas.
Just
Get him a
go into
Switch
No
copy.
Man's Sky and never come back.
It could be a good Christmas present if he doesn't already have it for Switch. Amazon and Nintendo may have made up. Remember, they were so-and-so fighting because none of the Nintendo games were well, not none, but like a couple of the Nintendo games weren't listed
None of
on
their
Amazon anymore.
you couldn't buy direct from Nintendo
Yeah.
on Amazon for like a year, and all of their eShop and credit and gift cards and everything were down too.
Is that back?
Not yet,
Okay.
but Echoes of Wisdom did pop up this week, which makes you, and that's direct from Nintendo, not third party, not reseller.
Interesting.
So
I wonder
looks
what
like
that's all
maybe
about.
they'll have some stuff back.
Maybe Black
imagine
Friday. Nintendo's
yeah.
like, or Amazon's like, we need you.
Well, I that's interesting because I wonder which side of that they're on.
Yeah,
I wonder if
yeah.
I wonder if having not done it all year long, Nintendo's like, Amazon, we need you.
Or if
We need to get our
Amazon,
stuff
yeah.
back up, or if it's the other way around. I imagine it was probably some dispute over margins.
Maybe.
You know, I can imagine that being the case.
Yeah. And then Stardew Valley version 1.6 is finally out now for consoles. It's been out for PC for a couple months now. This is a huge update. If you've been waiting for it for consoles, it adds new festivals, a new farm layout, a mastery system. You can have multiple pets. There's a ton in this update. I played a little tiny bit. This is a fun game to just jump back right into, but I know that big Stardew Valley players have been waiting for this one for a long time.
I saw the cutest post about this on Reddit.
Yeah.
Who's the maker, the designer of the game?
Concerned Ape.
Concerned Ape. There was a Reddit thread on, I think it was a Switched Reddit, about if you're having issues with performance in the game, to take all the hats off of your animals because it's causing problems. So if you're putting hats on your animals, take them off. And he said he's working on a fix.
Hats, not hacks. Hats, like you wear a hat.
Physical hat. Your animals, if you're putting hats on your animals in the game, it's fucking up the performance. You're losing your frame rate. So take the hats off.
But he's
the animals.
fixing it.
He's working on a fix. He's like, we've identified the problem. We're working on it.
A developer that needs like a gold star because all of these updates with massive content additions are all free. He's never raised the price of the game from $15. He actively works with modders. Like I remember there was one big Stardew Valley update that he released, and it like broke one of the most popular mods that people use on PC. And he's like, no, don't go out of your way to fix the mod. Like, just give me, a day, and I'll push out an update, that fixes it, so that you guys don't have to update your mods. Like, he is so in tune with the community, and it's like seriously a passion project for him at this point.
I miss that. I mean, it's very like, Carmack Romero. It's very Doom, WoD.
He's not out to like get extra bucks from people.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Yeah. I mean, he probably figures I'm already like a multi-millionaire from this. Like, we haven't heard anything about Haunted Chocolatier.
I haven't seen any news stories, but I have seen him. He's doing some sort of media blitz. He's been on like 4 podcasts, I think.
Really?
Like I've crossed thumbnails on.
What does he look like?
YouTube and Nintendo Life. I have no. I mean, I couldn't. Yeah.
Eric Barone.
I think Nintendo Life just interviewed him. If I had to, some Nintendo thing just interviewed him. You may want to go check that out. I'm sure they asked him about Chocolatier.
He's not ugly.
Hot ugly.
There you go.
I said not ugly. Not ugly.
Oh, not ugly. Oh, that's hot ugly. Like, hot ugly is a different type of hot.
We should invite him on our podcast.
Well, the most followed person on the show should reach out and try to do that.
Yeah.
That's a you thing to do. I can tweet him. You don't give a fuck about me.
Yeah.
I don't even have Twitter.
I don't think he's going.
Is he on Threads? I have me and my 67 followers.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think he's going to bite from my Twitter comments. He's like, oh, nah. Nice cats.
Yeah, I love Stardew Valley. All right. Chat questions. We only have a handful of them.
I forgot to ask.
It's okay.
Like I haven't really been there.
Yeah, it's been that week. It's been a week.
Understandable.
Yeah, it was literally last night at like 9:00. I was like, oh shit.
I wouldn't have known because I stopped Twitter.
Join the crowd.
Yeah, I might be on the way out too.
Just waiting on you, Delvin.
Yeah, I might be going over to the skies.
Do Blue Sky. Blue Sky is the place to be.
Yeah, Threads is kind of weird.
I'm happy for you guys to stay over Blue Sky because I don't want everybody to come into Threads. Like I kind of want it to stay.
It's very peaceful on Blue Sky. Everyone's happy.
I find Threads to be the same way. I kind of want it to be very chill and stay the way it is. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Y'all go somewhere else. I came here to get away from y'all. Go somewhere else. That's what I told Todd. Did you see what I told Todd?
Yes, I did.
Todd posted his whatever. I was like, if you don't take this shit back to Facebook, like I came here to escape this. Todd Oxtra.
Yes.
It's like you take your damn Wordle shit somewhere else.
Oh, yes.
Who's Todd?
Todd is the person who thought the new Switch should be called Switch 2. TOO. Fucking awful name.
Oh.
He is the second most angry I've been about a situation this year.
All right. We do have 4 questions to answer.
Yeah. Wow. Don't tell too excited about it.
I'll read them. Yeah, sure. I was waiting for direction. I wasn't exactly sure. I was like, wait. Sleepy Gamer says, do you think Nintendo settled with making their controllers more in line with the Xbox and the PlayStation? This probably is coming out of a debate Devin and I have been having about the GameCube.
Wait, I'm trying to understand the question because I don't think they have stayed in line with the Xbox and PlayStation.
That is correct. That is the answer. They haven't settled. The Switch controller is fucking 2 nubs that you connect to the system.
I mean, going back, we have 2 Joy-Con that attach to the console. We have a gamepad with a screen on it. We have the Wii remote with a nunchuck.
Yeah, they have it.
They have not ever had a normal controller in their entire existence.
I wonder if he's specifically maybe talking about the Pro controller.
I mean, maybe.
But that's not the real controller.
That's not the real controller.
Controller for us big babies who don't want to play with the Switch controller. The controller is the fucking Joy-Cons.
The Joy-Cons.
Yeah. That is the official controller. That's the one you're supposed to play with.
And even then, like, they haven't settled, like, their button mapping. Like, they, are still, not stuck, because I prefer it, but, like, they have not conceded and changed their button, like, to make it more like Xbox is.
BA.
And I think the Pro controllers came out because everybody else just started making their own Pro controllers. Like, fuck it. We might want to make a controller so we can get in on this market. Like,
Dev and I think where this comes from, I can add some context. On PSVG, Dev and I got to talking about the GameCube controller.
Yes, he hates it.
And he hates it. And then a lot of people do. Like, I get it. And you look at it and it's jarring. It's foreign. You're like, what is this? And the only contention that I make, maybe not very well, is that I love it. I think, like, just from an engineering perspective, like, they nailed it. The face buttons, like, that's how, like, I think it's the perfect way of doing face buttons. Now I realize that people it's not what they know. It's against what they know. So they're resistant to it. And that's why it never took off. So I understand why it didn't take off, but in functionality, it's perfect. Because you have one button that you focus on that you hit more than every other button. And then by making the B button, which is like a Nintendo language, the back button, right? So you've got the forward button, the back button almost like a mouse. By making the B button a different shape and slightly to the left, it's very intuitive. It's the only controller that I can hand to you. If you know how to use a GameCube controller, it's the only controller that I can give you blindfolded. I can spin the controller upside down. I can hold it sideways. And if you feel a button, you can tell me what button that is. Right. So like it communicates to the player through feel what it is you're supposed to be doing. I love it. That was my only take. Yeah. And I think maybe that's where this question is coming from. Maybe if I had to guess. But yeah, Dev absolutely disagrees with all that.
Yeah. Dev hates every controller that Nintendo makes besides the NES controller and the SNES controller.
Facts.
That's it. That's the only ones he likes.
And the Super Nintendo style is the predominant style that has been in this industry ever since. So like, it's hard to break into that, but I applaud them for what they tried to do with the GameCube. And if I could play everything with a GameCube controller, I would. Because honestly, it's just thumb travel. Like the way your thumb just moves, like just do this right across the buttons. It's just, to me, it's perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
I like it. I don't hate it. I hate the N64 controller way more than I hate the GameCube controller.
Well, that was Todd. So you're the Todd.
Yes.
So
Like,
I told Todd we couldn't be friends anymore after I saw him say that. It's like,
You don't
we
need
are no
Todd
longer
for it.
friends.
But I
GameCube
think
controller, I told Dev, it's like playing a video game with like a boink, like as a controller. You remember that boink thing? It was like pull it,
yeah,
push it,
bop it.
or bop it.
it.
Yeah, it's like it's like playing video games with that as a controller. Like,
Yeah.
it's the N64 controller is fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
They're like, did you ever play a game? I don't know if you guys remember this. I mean, Delvin was there for sure. You've been there
Probably.
since Jesus, but I don't know if you remember it. They used to have like a pamphlet on how to play the N64 controller where they show you like the different ways to hold it.
I remember that.
So you could hold it like on the right and the left, like D-pad and buttons. Then you could hold it like most people hold it, the middle joystick stick and then the buttons, right?
Correct.
Did you know there's a third way where you reverse that and you hold the D-pad with your left hand and the joystick with your right hand?
I didn't know that was a thing.
And they
that sounds
thought
fucking
people
ridiculous.
they thought people would play shooters that way because you could shoot with the Z button and you could joystick and then D-pad.
Oh, that does
just-
make sense.
It just never like I'm sure there is a game or two that let you do that, but like it never took off. So like
Look.
nobody ever plays games that way.
Since you mentioned it, I want to ask a question. How many people read like the instructions for their game console when they come out?
Nope.
Well, when we used to have them, I did. We don't really have things like that anymore.
It just walks you through it when you go to set it up.
Yeah.
I had to read it
I miss
This-
the pamphlets and the manuals and stuff.
because the Pro comes with the pamphlet.
But is it like a pamphlet to teach you how to use it, or is it just like a pamphlet of like tech specs?
No, it teaches you how to do certain things. Like I had to
Okay.
look at it because you know, when you install the M2 drive, I'm like, well, how the fuck do you open this thing up? That's what I had to look at it for, and
Okay.
I'm like, oh,
I would-
there it is right there.
I would imagine most people would just YouTube.
I was- that was
gonna look at it, they
that
just
was my
open
next
YouTube.
option. I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
don't see it here. I'm just gonna go on YouTube.
Like people don't read anymore. They're like, I
Yeah.
just need an influencer to show me how to do this instead of
Just show me
reading.
how to open this
Oh,
up.
it's true. It's true.
Yeah. I like pamphlets. Nothing hardware wise really comes to mind except for like the Wii, for sure.
Oh yeah,
The
I
Wii
do
had a
remember
lot of that stuff. Yeah. Because it was, that was somewhat monumental to have to try and convey to people
that. Yeah, you have to
you
tell
know,
people
in a
like, hey, this is how you play this.
in a time before, like really before YouTube. It's like, here's how this works.
I used to love those because they always had a thing where it tells you how to put the strap on. And if you don't, it shows the picture. You hit
Yeah.
somebody in there.
So you like throwing the damn thing at the television, like save your TV, don't break it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Stuff like that. But you learn a lot of things. You always find like these little things you won't really know, but if you read the pamphlet, you'd find like these little details. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
you should read those, by the way. If I'd have read mine, I'd have found out about the Pro mode on the PS4 Pro mode on the system.
Congratulations on getting your passing your driver's test. My daughter got her license yesterday.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
I'm so proud of her. Her mom said she's still not allowed to drive alone.
Wow.
She said she still needs more practice. My wife's never gonna let them leave. It's so funny. Like our style of parenting are so different. My wife, I don't think my wife's gonna like actually let her go to college. She's like, you could just do this here. Or I'm like, it's time for you to go. She said you drive to school tomorrow, right? Or Tuesday. Why?
Do they let non-seniors?
How am I supposed to take you to the DMV when I got to go to work?
His mom has to go to work.
I can't.
Mm.
Yeah, Tuesday. No, I'm not a stay-at-home dad.
See,
I
the
wish I
problem
was.
is, Donnie,
Tell your mom to go make some money. I will gladly stay at home. I'll
see, the
cook
problem
and
is,
clean
Donnie,
and fold the laundry.
That's what Josh does.
you're not the priority here, Donnie. You going to work is not a necessity.
Trust me, it is.
Not a,
For
not
so many reasons, it is. I can count the reasons, Delvin.
no, you got to go to the DMV.
So
That's very good.
Just tell them to drive. It's fine. was doing it for years.
I would tell her to drive herself there.
Try.
Like, just go get your license.
You have a license.
Don't break any laws. You won't get pulled over.
Yeah, and it's like you have your paper, right? You just tell. I think honestly, I think a cop would like. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, like whatever.
That's not that big a deal.
No.
Yeah.
Next question.
Oh, that's right. It's me. You throw me completely off.
You do this every single week. You're always the one that asks the question.
Let me see.
Hang on. Delvin, stop. Becca, I do the news.
Why did I do the news then?
That's what we're trying to figure out. That's why I'm so off.
Yeah.
I've been doing the news for like a year and you just did it.
That is correct.
What?
That is.
She's like, get it together, Donnie. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Usually what happens is when Donnie's not here, Rebecca does the news and I do the questions. Donnie's here.
Yeah. I can not do anything. I can go.
Listen,
So that's why I'm off, because I'm like, it's not in me to do. I'm like, oh yeah, questions.
I can do the rest of the questions. I'm fine.
Take it.
I got it. Let me look it up right now. All right.
Sorry.
The next question.
You should have been like, Rebecca, what are you doing?
I didn't know. Oh, Rebecca, you see your face on this episode. I can't tell you know this entire show. Like,
you like make us feel like really guilty.
If you want to read the news,
and I voted correctly.
If you read the news, you read the fucking news. Okay, like it's your news. I'm not about to take something else away from you.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
I ain't one of the ones who are being impressed, and I feel guilty. Like fuck.
100%.
Damn, this fucking sucks.
Sorry.
All right, the next question from Sleepy Gamer. No, we already read that one.
This is why we're
Doing a great job.
From John 32, taking Nintendo music into a different direction. What musician do you think you'd want to see a collab with Nintendo music IP?
None.
Okay. Nah, you got to have Bad Baby.
No, leave him out. I don't want that. And when they added Ed Sheeran into the credits of Pokemon,
goddamn
what
right.
was that?
Have him sing the theme song.
No.
I want something like Vile, something that's just gonna make Nintendo like clutch their pearls.
Limp Bizkit.
Actually, can I say something? Sabrina Carpenter has a song called Espresso where she says switch it up like Nintendo. And that's really cool.
Oh.
She did it.
Bad Bunny.
I don't know new music acts. I got my daughter tickets for Christmas to see somebody I've never heard of, so I got nothing. I don't even know.
He's gonna say something like The Weeknd.
Is it Chapel Roan?
This guy named The Weeknd.
Chapel Roan.
Girl in Red.
Oh, I've heard of
that is.
I got nothing.
No, I feel old.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm gonna say some old shit like Tom Petty or some shit.
That's really old. Tom Petty's really old.
I want Chapel Roan to do like Splatoon music because she
what are
can
the
come up
kids
with, like
into?
a really good lesbian song.
Yeah, you know what? I like it.
I'm gonna look up the Billboard. Let's find out what the kids are listening to. Billboard Hot 100.
Make it 2 Live Crew. It's your birthday. Every time it's your birthday on the Switch, it plays 2 Live Crew. It's your birthday.
That's good. Billie Eilish. I know her.
There you go.
I like Billie
There
Eilish.
you go.
I
Billie
think she
Eilish
has a
can
Switch
do
too. She's like a gamer.
She can do some Nintendo songs.
Some sad, depressing Nintendo songs. Let's go.
You know what Nintendo game needs sad, depressive, but like lo-fi techno Billie Eilish beats? With her like whispering into the microphone. It's crazy that she's famous. Like I'm stunned that that took off.
That is America, Daddy.
Right, this is like somebody's kind of like, and she's like, people are like, that's my shit.
Metroid should have that.
Really?
Okay.
Probably. That's
Animal
a better
Crossing.
answer. That's not Animal Crossing vibes, man.
Animal Crossing. Just
I was
sitting
thinking
there.
like that. Honestly, that's like some F-Zero shit. Star Fox. I could see this. I could see it in Star Fox.
No,
Yeah,
I
we
think
are,
Billie
us
Eilish
Star
could
Fox
write, like,
fans
a
are always
really-
depressed, so that makes sense.
I think she could write like a really sad, isolating kind of sound for like
Yeah, like
Samus
ethereal.
alone on a planet,
Okay,
like-
that's good.
like having like an internal battle.
Yeah,
herself.
staring
Yeah.
off in the distance.
Yes.
I can see it. You're right.
Let's make a Mario game with the Migos.
I was kind of thinking like her more upbeat stuff, and you see that like as like the crew are getting ready, like Star Fox puts a glove on, somebody slaps the jacket, right, and you're seeing these little snippets, and then a jet takes off. I could see that too.
Adele. Put on a Nintendo song. And I want sad Adele. Adele after a breakup. I don't want this happy ass Adele we got now. You get your ass in there, Adele. You break it with your man and make some good fucking music.
You say about Alanis Morissette for years. You know,
Yeah.
it's like she got happy all of a sudden. It's like somebody, please.
Break her heart, please.
Who's the guy she dated?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Was it Family Matters or Full House or something, like the TV show?
Yeah, I think it was
We need him.
Yeah.
We need him to re-enter the picture.
it
No,
was
don't
Joey
get rid of the
Gladstone, right?
questions. Put the questions back.
Oh,
I used
yeah,
those.
Dave Coulier.
that's
what I
what it
looking
was.
for. Yeah.
Wait. Wait. Is he the one that played
Joey.
not- Uncle Joey?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cut it out.
Yeah, that guy.
I love.
Yeah.
Full
I don't know.
House.
I never watched the show, but yeah, apparently
No,
he
Full
broke
House is my favorite.
Alanis Moore's heart's record, and we all benefited.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that song's about.
Look. Yeah.
It's about him, which is wild. When you see, you're like, this guy, this is the
Look,
guy that had you
not-
down like that.
Over
This
Uncle
is-
Joey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. When white women get their heartbreak, boy, it's great for music. Adele,
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah,
When their hearts are
Songs
broken, boy,
for
we get
breaking
some
up with
fire
Joe and
music.
Maddie Healy. Oh my God, Maddie Healy was such a sewer rat, but man, that is some good music.
sewer rat man. These girls go hard for her exes.
Yes.
They love him when they're in. They love him. They
I
adopt
hate
him,
it.
and when they break
No,
up, the
no,
vile,
when she
most
was
wicked
going out
pieces
with
of
him-
shit.
No, when she was going out with Maddie Healy, I was like wanting to drink
I don't know who
bleach.
Maddie Healy is.
Oh,
My mom
isn't that
hates
the
this
guy
guy.
who's like a
looks
terrible person?
Sewer rat. He's greasy. He's horrible.
What's his name? Now I don't even know
Maddie
what
Healy.
this is.
He is disgusting. But man, the smallest man who ever lived is such a good song.
Like Healy, like the shoes.
Healy.
All right.
He looks like a slime ball, and he is like,
I don't think that at all.
ew, he's disgusting.
Looks like
He
he's
is
in a
so
band.
gross. He is in a band. He's in the
Oh, that makes sense.
1975.
He looks. I don't know what that
He's
is, but he looks
British.
like a-
So he
Yeah.
smells bad and has bad teeth, and he has greasy hair, and he's disgusting.
I'm not gonna say what I want to say about this guy, but he looks like he's suspect.
He's
Really?
extremely suspect.
Like he's on a couple of watch lists.
Yes, he is. He should be.
This is the picture that I pulled up.
That's like a decent picture of him.
Okay.
He still looks like a douchebag.
Now look up a picture of him performing, like not like a candid photo, like
I
not
don't
a
think I
picture
wanna
where
see
it's
that
a
at all.
photo shoot where they like
let's
airbrush
see.
him and they
Don't-
make sure his hair is all
Stage.
nice.
don't torture us like that.
washed.
On stage.
How did you
With
say
his
it like
shirt
that?
off. His shirt
Make
off,
sure his
his
hair
body is
is nice and
disgusting.
washed like he's a puppy.
He's so
Like,
gross.
find the worst of him. Like,
Find him when
the
he's
worst.
groomed. When they take him to the groomers. Have him flea bathed.
Ugh.
Yeah,
No.
I think it's all that bad.
It's bad. Now look up a picture of Travis Kelce.
I'm not doing that.
What a stud!
We've run out on the ropes on this. I'm not doing that. We're not turning this into that. The thing,
That's a
is,
stud muffin, Dottie.
the thing that I joke about, my wife she'll just go into these tangents where she tells me about whatever they're dating and whatever the song is about, whoever or whatever. And I'm like, I don't think these men are making enough off of being like her muse. Like I would if I was John Mayer, I'd brand the shit out of that. I'd make T-shirts and shit. I'd be like, I'm responsible for her greatest album. Like,
He
you gotta
tried
get
to
in
sue
on that.
her over.
See, that's
this
no,
long
that's
period
too much.
time.
No. You just need to take advantage of it socially, not actually legally. That's boring. Nobody wants
Yeah,
that. That's
he did
ridiculous. But I would just rub it in and just like make all this like really like you just got to acknowledge it be a part of the joke, right? Like lean into it. Does anybody do that? Because she tells me the story. I'm like, nobody's leaning into this at all.
No.
Whose publicists are these? I guess they're all scared of the Swifties. They're like,
I
don't
think
make
she
them angry.
has a better publicist than anybody else is the problem.
For sure. But I'm just surprised that nobody like, I don't ever hear about anybody like talking about it. Like they don't even like acknowledge. It's almost like they're like, it didn't happen.
Some of them have.
Okay.
Like in interviews, they have.
I have
But
a
they're all
question.
respectful about it. For
Like
the
in a
I'd go to a
comment.
concert if I was, I'd go to the concert. I'd fucking glow stick it up and shit. Like I would really like, it's just in my nature to be that way. I am that guy.
Listen, Joe Alwyn wouldn't even show up at her concerts when they were dating. Do you think he's going
Wow.
to show up now?
No.
Wow. I would just walk around just the smuggest motherfucker. Like, yeah, songs on
Yeah,
my
I
album.
got that.
Yeah.
I have a question for
Try
Rebecca.
to get her to autograph the album she wrote about me.
Wait, I want to hear Delvin's question.
Look, John Mayer. Can we be honest? He has been shooting above his weight class for quite a long time.
John, yeah, I mean, he is.
Like I look at the women he's dated: Jennifer Love Hewitt, Jessica Simpson,
Well-
Minka Kelly, Jennifer Aniston, Katy Perry, and Taylor Swift.
Listen,
it's the
they
rock
date
thing,
when
man.
they dated. So she's 34 now. She's about to turn 35. They dated when she was 19 and he was like 32.
Ooh.
And so a lot of the music is her being like, what the hell was that all about? Were there no like 30-year-old celebrities for you to date?
He dated them all. Apparently.
Him.
Based off of this list,
What?
he dated them all.
She dated him too. Like they were in a couple together. Like
Would you date a 19-year-old, Donnie?
I
let's
would
not,
no.
Let's not put Donnie on trial here.
No, I'm not on trial
You're
here.
not looking at 19-year-olds and
But
being
it's
like,
wild. She's
damn.
like, she wrote a song about like, why did you do that? Like, you were there. You did this too.
Yeah, but
It works both ways, Rebecca.
19-year-olds are. You know
You don't
this.
get to date them and then yell at him about dating you. Like, what the fuck?
I get Rebecca saying
Thank
I
you.
get it too.
he took advantage of her.
It's just not her. Yeah, but it's not the prerogative. You know,
Yes.
it's right.
It's legal. Is it legal?
It's legal.
Yes.
Yeah, she's not.
Is it ethical?
Yeah, there you go.
That's what it is.
There you go.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, but don't dare. Like, why were you dating a 30-year-old? Don't say that. Like it's
Like I said,
it's two
Because
people.
you're stupid. You're stupid when you're 19.
John Mayer has been shooting above his weight class for quite a long time.
That's
I like
just
this to
rock
stop,
dudes.
please.
That's all.
I like this
rock
to stop.
dudes.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Adam Duritz did the same thing. It's all rock guys. You're the lead singer for a rock band. Whoever the Healy guy, he's reminded me of the dude that sings for the Arctic Monkeys. They look the same.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole that could be a whole podcast in itself. Her and Maddie Healy. There's history there.
Or
I don't even know who this guy is. Rebecca's like, it's a
we-
whole volume.
we can do a whole podcast on ugly white guys who shoot
We
above their weight
could.
class.
Let's do it.
Like this is your girlfriend?
Ugly.
How?
And we
Right,
can
that's
call
hot
it
ugly.
"Fuck the Patriarchy," which is a
Is that
Taylor
what she
Swift
called him earlier?
lyric.
Hot ugly?
Yeah. Hot ugly.
I
That's
didn't
it.
say hot ugly.
Matt Healy's hot ugly.
No,
Hot ugly.
well, that's actually probably that's
We should
probably.
name
That might be,
podcast.
that might be appropriate. Hot ugly.
I think
We
that
need
is
to-
appropriate for him.
Like
We
so
need to
ugly, you're
name-
kind of hot.
The
Yeah,
episode Hot Ugly.
hot ugly.
Yeah.
Hot
That could
ugly
be
is
our
definitely a
first
thing.
episode.
It's 100% a thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, hot ugly is a thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Next question.
All right.
so that's what we think about musicians doing a collab with Nintendo.
Yeah.
You know what? I've got one. Matt
Okay.
Healy.
Oh my god! Absolutely not.
I gotta go listen to his music now. Now I gotta figure out what's all the fuss about.
It's the 1975 is the band.
Is that a thing? Like, is that
That's
a
the
popular
band
thing?
name, the
Right, but is it a
1975.
popular thing?
No.
Yes, the 1975 is very
See,
popular
I've never heard of
I don't
this.
believe that at
with
all.
like young girls,
I'm so
like
old.
teenage girls.
I'm so old. 2024 is the year where I realize how old I've become.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I just thought about it. Taylor Swift. Shake it off.
I was surprised nobody said it. I was expecting
That is like
100%
a
that to be
perfect
the
Switch
answer.
song. That should be the answer.
I love Taylor Swift.
I could see Taylor Swift doing something for like the Mario movie.
Yeah.
100%.
That is the answer. Taylor Swift.
I don't think her music
Like
could go
her
in
own
a
little
game.
version of Jump Up Superstar, like a similar song to that. You
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see Pauline doing a Taylor Swift shit. I can see it.
Cool.
All right. Our next question from Garrett. Switch 2 is going to have a tariff now.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's going to cost
Hang
more
on.
than we thought.
No.
Yes.
No. Hang on. I'm going to push back on this. And here's why. Maybe I'll be wrong, but here's why. There's all this going on right now. We got people in Discord. They're about to buy computers. Everybody's online trying to buy shit before tariffs come. Hang on a second. Just cool off for just a moment. When Trump was president the first time, he did the same thing. He had tariffs. Right? But people don't know about it or don't remember because it didn't affect them. And you know why? Because his tariffs had a shit ton of exclusions in it. And guess what one of the exclusions was? Electronics and chipsets coming out of China and Japan.
Oh,
So,
yeah. He did.
you know
do
the
that.
reason
That was
why?
correct.
Because they realized if they actually put tariffs on those, a lot of fucking people would have got angry, and they didn't do that on those.
Yes.
Okay.
There were tariffs on other things, like on polymers and PVCs and plastics, but not on those. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to put tariffs on this now. I'm just saying that in the past they did it this way. They might do it this way again. I suspect that they will, but we'll see. If he really wants to light that candle, that might be the best thing that could happen for us, because people are about to be fucking big mad.
Yeah.
I suspect that somebody in his cabinet would be like, "This is a really bad idea," and that won't happen. I think if I had to guess, I think that's what's
Much like he usually does. He doesn't listen to them.
it very well might.
But I feel like stupid people, Donnie, like you really overestimate stupid people. The prices will go up and they will blame everybody but him.
100% they will.
Yes.
Yeah. That's, we are fighting a war against the lesser educated.
Yes. Thank you. That's a good way to put it, Donnie.
Yeah. And they make more of them faster than we do.
Yes.
And honestly, it's kind of a feat of marketing that they've turned the people that have sought higher education. The people we used to look to for advice, they vilified that.
Yes.
Now they're elitists. Don't listen to them. You know,
Teachers.
like it's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But they've actually done it, and people bought it. They lapped it up. They love it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. I know there's all the articles and people are doing the math, especially the gamers. Your games are going to cost. Just take a moment, take a breath,
Okay.
and let's see. Guess what? That wall never got built, right? Like I think we're putting a lot of weight in this man.
It
doing the
did.
things he says. He doesn't do the things he says a lot of the time.
He built that wall about a block.
He built about 1,000 foot of a wall.
Like I can walk around this bitch.
100%. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Just pause on the hysteria just a little. Take a breath.
Okay, fine.
I know you don't want to hear it. I don't want to be the one to say it,
I
but
hope
somebody
you're
needs to
right.
say
I
it.
hope you're right. Like, I don't know.
Thinking about the question from earlier, what game that was a 3DS game that Beyonce was attached to? She did like the commercial for and stuff.
Beyonce?
Yeah.
Beyonce 3DS game.
She did like the commercial for it.
Oh, Rhythm Heaven. Wow.
That's what it was.
She did?
Yeah. I remember that.
Beyonce discussed the music video game Rhythm Heaven in a 2009 interview.
But there's
what
like a
you're talking about?
Beyonce Switch commercial. And I think it's for 3DS. No, it's Beyonce 3DS commercial. I'm talking Switch.
Hang on.
Because there's no Rhythm Heaven on Switch yet.
More importantly, do you remember when Beyonce convinced
It's a DS commercial. That's what it
buy
is.
a Nintendo DS alongside the game called Rhythm Heaven? So she was in the commercial.
That's what it was.
Watching
DS.
She's tapping her DS. She's got her stylus. I've never seen it.
You never seen this? Yeah, this was a.
I never had a
I don't
DS.
think I've seen it.
I don't know have a DS, so like I wasn't paying attention to DS stuff at the time.
Yeah, I remember this was a big deal at the time. This was, I wouldn't say this is like peak Beyonce, but it was like, oh, Beyonce's in a DS commercial. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
The DS was still in that realm where like I would look at a DS and be like, I can't believe people are buying that.
Really?
Yeah, like that was my issue with a lot of the portables until 3DS. Was it just looked like so. It's like very Game & Watchy, like just where we were in the video game space. It just looked very old and like kind of archaic. Like we're playing like little flash games and like everything looked like very simple and basic type stuff.
This is when people were like, hey, that PSP is going to smoke this DS.
Yeah. And it wasn't the 3DS is when I saw games kind of like on console level. You know, like the 3DS wasn't on the Wii's level, but there were
was
some
close.
games that, like, yeah, it was close. I was like, oh, this is good. Whereas before that, every time I looked at like a GBA or a Game Boy, I was like, like, you know, I don't. I stopped playing Super Nintendo and stuff like we have
Yeah.
those games.
I get that.
Yeah,
It's just a lesser quality of the
And-
game we already own.
and for me, the DS, I mean, the DS was massively popular, right? So like, definitely, I'm on the outside on this one. But for me, the DS was like a bunch of like phone app games and stuff. They're talking about you drawing circles, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to do any of that.
And that's
For
what
me,
that
it was
Beyonce
very
commercial was. Her
gimmicky
holding
and stuff.
DS the weird way, and
She's holding it sideways.
yeah,
Yeah, like this would have, like, I was turned off on the DS, but if I saw this, I'd be like, I'm not doing that.
yeah, it's holding it sideways, playing the game. Yeah, I remember this commercial very well.
Yeah,
This is
crazy.
weird.
good memory. But here's the funny thing, the funny coincidence in all of this entire story, I love Rhythm Heaven.
I want to play
Absolutely
more Rhythm
fucking
Heaven.
love that game. Rhythm Heaven is super fun.
I really want to play
Beyonce
more.
got into your minds. Like, shit, I gotta.
So I'm glad that
Beyonce played
she's got good taste.
Yeah.
I fuck with anybody that's down with Rhythm Heaven for sure, because it's awesome. We need more Rhythm Heaven on Switch, bastards.
Agree.
Mhm.
Also, Rebecca, Jay-Z shot way above his weight class as well. Way above his weight class.
Mhm. I don't think that there's like really too many people that are in the league of being worthy of dating people like Beyonce and Taylor Swift.
Oh no,
Like,
Yeah.
these are like the most elite, perfect humans.
Beautiful looking people you ever seen in your life.
Beautiful, talented,
Then there's
generous.
Jay-Z. Jay-Z's one of the greatest rappers alive, but
Yep.
looks wise,
He's a
he looks like Joe Camel. Let's be honest, like,
It's like, is your dad gonna leave or something? Like, he's staying? Oh no.
this is your man. Look like he should be on a pack of cigarettes. Like, yo, what's going on here?
Oh boy.
Our last question from Kyle the fucking Pug.
Fuck you, Kyle the Pug.
Thank you. Which 3 Pokemon do you think will be starters in Legends ZA? Zaza.
I think it was leaked.
It was.
Bunichu.
That's why I was asking. I didn't write it
Who
down.
do I
in the
think it
notes.
will be or should be? Like, who do I
I'm gonna
want
go
it to
with
be?
should be. Do you want me to read the leak? Because
Yeah,
Yes.
everybody knows. Nobody. It's not.
Central Leak says that the starters for Pokemon Legends will be Chespin, Froakie, and Finnegan.
The Gen 6 starters.
I like Finnegan.
Fennekin is my favorite.
I'm gonna go with Chespin then, because I didn't pick him the first time and I should have.
My hope is that they'll either get new like
can't stand
final
Froakie, though.
evolutions like Legends Arceus did, because I love Fennekin, but I can't stand Delphox.
Okay.
But it sounds like they're not going to get new final evolutions. It sounds like they're going to just finally get megas.
Okay.
Can you trade in the Legends games? Can I trade my Pokemon online to get new ones?
I think so.
Like, can I trade my Chespin for a Cubone?
Probably.
Awesome. Perfect. Solved. Been playing the Pokemon game the exact same way for 20 years. Every one of them. Can I get rid of this?
I love Fennekin a lot, and if I need to not evolve him, I will do that. But I'm hoping that maybe Delphox will get a really cool mega. Maybe it will.
As we think about Pokemon, it reminds me that I think last week or maybe the week before, we were asked about cross-gen games, and we talked about Pokemon and whether Legends would come to Switch 2 or Switch 1 and be cross-gen and maybe the next Pokemon game. And you were mentioning how Pokemon will make people buy systems.
Yes.
And I was thinking that maybe Nintendo would do at least like ZA, because ZA was kind of announced for Switch. It wasn't really, but it was for Switch systems. I thought that maybe they would cross-gen and release it, just because there's 150 million Switches out there. But in the past weeks, Rebecca, I keep hearing about the slowed down adoption of consoles for PS5s, for PS4, and for Xbox Series, from Xbox One, and people are just hanging on to their old consoles because they can still play Fortnite on them. And I think you're right. If it were me now, you think about that. even PlayStation, as great and as exclusives they have, they're still and they are selling well. Don't get me wrong, but they're not pushing PlayStations like they were. Right? They're trying to do more. So it's like if you do have something that is a system seller, like a true go out and buy some plastic seller, like it's in your best interest to use it right now, because if you don't, you do risk people just sitting there. Like my Switch is great. I still plays the games that I want to play. I can play Mario Party, Mario Kart, and Smash, and Fortnite. I don't need a new system.
Yeah.
I think that will be a challenge for Nintendo, that they need to come up with a need to push people. I don't think it's a slam dunk. There's definitely those of us that are just going to buy Switch 2. That's going to happen. New hardware is going to happen, but they'll reach a point where they have to drive people to buy a new one. And Pokemon is probably their best bet.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
It was good. It was a good point. I mean, I give the credit to you. It was a good point you made. I just thought about it more. I just sit there and like think on things and dwell on things.
Yeah. That was our last question.
We made it.
Good job, Delvin. I know you got thrown in there, but you handled it well. It's like a backup quarterback came into the game in the fourth quarter. Like, I get it.
Jameis Winston.
He's just seeing headlights. He's like, I don't know. Like Sleepy Gamer says, oh, we already did that. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Pick six.
My brain
Pick six as soon as I got in.
My brain
we made it.
elsewhere. Today.
Come over to the sideline. I need you to settle down.
No, thank you guys, because this podcast is like a therapy for me. Like, I was almost a little bit bummed out when I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to do the podcast this week because I'm going to be in North Carolina. Because this is my time. This is my time to like just clear brain, talk game, and decompress. Yeah. So thank you for doing that with me.
Devin was in the same way, and then I think by the time we reached the show, I could definitely like this helped, and I've been there too. I've come to the mic with several heavy things in the past, and it helped me. So I was like, we got to do the podcast.
I hope it helps our listeners. You know, they get 2 hours of we bitched about it a little bit, but also we're together and we like games and we have each other's backs.
Yeah.
So I hope this helped at least one listener this week.
Yeah.
100%. And if not, we'll run to Canada together.
I do have a list of things I need to do now, like get my passport renewed. That is way overdue.
Get your emotional support Canadian.
Yeah.
Donnie has Sean Capri. I have Haley.
Support Canadian.
Yeah, I have an
take care of you in your time
Canadian too.
Yeah.
Nice. Chalfie's emotional support Mexican.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Koopalings, that's going to do it for this week. Take care of yourselves. Take care of the people around you. Immerse yourself in some video games. And we'll see.
It's going to be okay.
It'll be okay.
It's going to be okay.
We'll see you next time. Deuces.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?